Imagine starting every single morning feeling, more energetic, sharper, maybe even healthier in the long run. What if one simple habit, that morning meal, could actually unlock that for you? It's not some kind of magic trick, obviously, and it's definitely not just about feeling full. It really comes down to understanding the power of nutrition. And that is exactly what we are diving into today. We've been looking at this really quite fascinating source. It's titled The Morning Meal, Fueling Your Health and Vitality. Our mission really is to pull out the most important nuggets of knowledge from it, to give you, our listener, a clear, actionable way to genuinely transform your mornings.
Mm.
Okay, so let's get into this. We all kind of hear breakfast is important, right?
Yeah.
But this source, it really redefines why. I was quite struck by how fundamental it makes it sound. It talks about replenishing your glycogen stores,
hmm
which is basically your body's quick energy reserve,
hmm
right? Mostly from carbs.
Exactly. After you fasted all night.
And crucially, restoring blood sugar, which, as the source points out, your brain absolutely needs. It runs on that stuff.
You've really hit the nail on the head there. And what's fascinating is just how much of an impact that first meal actually has. The source states breakfast can cover, a pretty big chunk, maybe 20 to 25% of your entire day's energy and nutrient needs.
Oh, a quarter, potentially.
Yeah, it's significant. And it's not just about that immediate get up and go. The findings it discusses suggest that people who eat breakfast regularly, they tend to manage their weight better.
Okay.
They often show increased physical activity during the day. They have fewer of those midday sugar crashes or cravings.
The 3 p.m. slump.
Exactly. And significantly better concentration. It really does
Yeah.
back up that feeling, that brain fog many of us get if we skip it.
That makes so much sense. So,
Yeah.
okay, understanding the why is one thing, it's powerful, but the next logical step, and what the source does really well, I think, is bridging that to the how. How do we actually put this onto a plate? What are the key nutritional ideas we should be building breakfast around?
Precisely. And the material lays out some pretty clear guidelines, actually. For example, it really hammers home aiming for at least 5 portions. That's about 400 grams of fruit and vegetables every day.
And breakfast is a great place to start getting those in.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It also points to using whole grain or high fiber starchy foods as like the base of your meals.
Right, the foundation.
Yeah. And then, really importantly, getting in a variety of protein sources, things like beans, pulses, eggs, maybe lean meat or fish, dairy, or, plant-based alternatives.
Okay.
And one thing I found particularly key, because it often gets missed, is the strong advice on limiting saturated fats. Also keeping salt below 5 grams a day. That's quite specific. And making sure added sugars contribute less than, say, 5 to 10% of your total daily energy.
So it's as much about what to limit as what to include.
Exactly. It's about giving the body the good stuff it needs and, well, less of the stuff it doesn't.
And if we kind of zoom out, connect this to the bigger health picture, it seems clear that eating this wide variety, like the principles suggest, it just makes sure you're getting that whole spectrum: vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, fiber. It's definitely more than just filling a gap. It's about setting your body up properly.
It really is. It's about optimal function.
Does the source mention, though, any common hurdles people face, especially in the morning rush, and maybe offer solutions?
That's a really good point. It doesn't dive super deep into the challenges of, say, a chaotic morning schedule specifically.
Right.
But the underlying message seems to be that planning is crucial.
Right?
It kind of flows from these general principles straight into very concrete food examples, essentially showing how you can integrate variety without it being overly complicated.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Because this is where it got really interesting for me. I mean, I knew oats were good for you, obviously, but the source's breakdown of this thing called wolaglucan.
Yes, the soluble fiber.
Yeah. And its specific benefits for gut health and cholesterol. That was quite eye-opening. So let's zoom in on some of these powerhouse foods the source highlights. Oats are first up. And like you said, they're packed with this unique soluble fiber, boucan, which isn't just for digestion, apparently. The research it cites shows it actually forms a gel
In the gut?
that helps trap cholesterol, stops it getting absorbed, like a tiny internal sponge. It's fascinating.
It's a great analogy.
And then there's yogurt. Specifically, it mentions plain Greek yogurt.
High in protein, yeah, and probiotic.
Right, which helps with blood sugar control, weight management, digestive health. Lots of benefits there.
Definitely.
Nuts are another big one, just packed with healthy fats, fiber, protein, antioxidants. And here's something the material points to, which feels like a genuine longevity secret almost. Regular nut consumption. It's not just good for your heart, but studies consistently link it to a longer lifespan.
That is quite compelling.
Imagine that. A handful of almonds or walnuts potentially adding years. It's amazing.
Small changes, big impact potential,
Then eggs get a good mention. Excellent source of complete protein, right?
and key nutrients like choline, B12.
Choline, yeah, vital for brain function, nerve health, and B12 too. And of course, berries and other fruits, vitamins, fiber, antioxidants. Can't go wrong there.
Nature's candy, but healthy.
Whole grain cereals or toast for fiber, B vitamins, slow-release carbs, and smoothies. It highlights smoothies as a quick, really nutrient-dense option.
Very versatile too.
Totally. You can blend yogurt, fruit, maybe some leafy greens like spinach, oats, nuts. Chuck it all in.
Which really brings up an important point, doesn't it? How do we actually combine these individual stars?
Right.
To make a meal that's truly balanced, it's not just about one hero ingredient. It's about how they work together, the synergy.
Yeah, the sum being greater than the parts.
Exactly. And thinking about our listeners, what if someone has restrictions, like dairy or nut allergies? Does the source give ideas for equally powerful swaps within these combinations?
That's a fair question. It doesn't list endless specific alternatives, but it strongly emphasizes the types of nutrients needed. So, if you can't have dairy yogurt, find another high-protein source. If you can't have nuts, look for seeds or other healthy fats. The principles are adaptable.
Okay, so it provides the framework.
Exactly. And it does give some great practical examples of balanced combinations, like
Yeah.
porridge, there are those oats again, but adding Greek yogurt for protein, berries for antioxidants and vitamins, maybe some chia seeds for omega-3s and more fiber.
So that covers quite a few bases in one bowl.
It really does. Fiber, protein, healthy fats, probiotics, vitamins. Tick, tick, tick. Another great one. Scrambled eggs on whole grain toast, maybe with some avocado and a side of berries.
Classic, but effective.
Totally. High protein from the eggs, healthy unsaturated fats from the avocado, fiber from the toast and berries, plus B vitamins, iron.
A very complete meal.
Then there's the smoothie example we touched on. Maybe spinach, banana, yogurt, oats, nuts.
Quick and easy.
Super quick, but so nutrient dense. Greens, fruit, protein, healthy fats. You get micronutrients, protein, fiber, antioxidants, all blended up.
Good for busy mornings.
Definitely. And one more it mentions, cottage cheese with some fruit and maybe a sprinkle of whole grain cereal.
Ah, high protein from the cottage cheese.
Exactly. Described as protein-rich dairy plus whole grain. Good for keeping you full, good for micronutrients like calcium, fiber, vitamins.
So lots of options, really.
It really shows balanced breakfasts don't have to be complicated or boring.
And what's clear across all those examples is the synergy, like we said. These components aren't just islands of nutrition. When you put them together thoughtfully, they really boost each other, giving your body this comprehensive nutritional support to start the day.
Building the whole picture.
Right. Not just, adding one healthy thing to an otherwise poor meal. It's about the whole plate.
So how does the material then connect these morning choices to, well, the rest of the day? The bigger picture?
That's the logical next step, isn't it?
Yeah, because it's not just about 8 a.m. No, exactly. And the source strongly links a good breakfast to a broader pattern of well-being.
It points out that this healthy start is really just one piece of a more holistic approach to feeling vital.
Makes sense.
So it reinforces things like eating a variety of fruits and vegetables every day, still aiming for those 5 portions minimum, staying hydrated, that's a big one, 6 to 8 glasses of water or unsweetened drinks daily.
Often overlooked, hydration.
Totally. And making sure each meal, not just breakfast, has that balance. Carbs, protein, healthy fats. It also has a practical tip. If you're increasing fiber, do it gradually.
Good advice. Avoid digestive upset.
Right. And drink plenty of fluids alongside it. And then, of course, it mentions combining healthy eating with regular physical activity and finding ways to manage stress effectively.
So it really paints a picture of interconnected habits.
It does.
Yeah.
None of these exist in a vacuum.
Which really underscores that healthy eating isn't some isolated chore. It's woven into a whole lifestyle that supports your overall well-being. Every choice, from that first meal to how you unwind at night, it all plays a role.
It makes you think, doesn't it, about how easy it is to just grab something quick and sugary in the morning rush.
It does. And this deep dive really challenges that impulse, pushing us to trade that short-term convenience for potentially significant long-term gains.
So let's talk about that payoff. What is the ultimate benefit for you, the listener, when you actually make these informed choices, starting with breakfast?
The material is powerfully clear on this. A healthy diet, starting with breakfast, significantly helps prevent really serious conditions.
Like heart disease, stroke.
Exactly. Diabetes, even certain types of cancer, the stakes are high.
They really are.
And on a bigger scale, think about public health. If more people reduced salt, sugar, saturated fat, and ate more whole foods.
It could make a massive difference to population health outcomes. Huge. But bringing it back to the individual, to you listening, eating well in the morning, it really lays the groundwork for the rest of your day. Better decisions, maybe more stable energy levels, a more even mood. It really does set the tone.
And that's the key takeaway, isn't it? This knowledge isn't just abstract theory. It's designed to be practical, to be applied for your health, your well-being.
Right?
Understanding these connections, it empowers you. It moves beyond just eat breakfast because it's good for you, to a much deeper grasp of the why and the how.
So boiling it all down, the core message seems crystal clear. Starting your day with a balanced, nutrient-packed breakfast. Think fiber, protein, healthy fats, fruits, whole grains. It really sets you up for lasting energy, better appetite control through the day, maybe even improve metabolism, and definitely a lower risk of chronic disease down the line.
Absolutely. And maybe a practical thought to leave listeners with. We'd really encourage you to try this, maybe just for the next week. Plan your breakfasts ahead a little. Make sure each one hits at least, say, one high-protein food, one high-fiber option, and throws in some fruit or vegetables.
Just those three components.
Just aim for those three. You will likely feel a difference. Maybe not instantly overnight, but certainly you'll feel it that morning and definitely over time.
It's about building that foundation, isn't it?
Precisely.
Embrace these choices. See them as that foundation for your long-term vitality and well-being.